Welcome to another broadcast team training video. My name's Brian, and I'm so excited today to take a deep dive into the wonderful world of Camera 4. Understanding the why behind each of our camera positions will help all of us to elevate how we capture and broadcast our Sunday services and make an even bigger impact for Jesus. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Brian here for another broadcast team training video. And today, we're going over the roles and responsibilities of Camera 4. Camera 4 is a wireless mobile camera that we utilize to engage our viewers by capturing a unique perspective of our worship experience. The whole purpose of this camera is to create engagement by finding engagement. Because Camera 4 is wireless, it gives you the flexibility to go wherever you want in the worship center to create and find engagement for our worship experiences. Here are some of the common spots that Camera 4 goes to during the service, and I'll show you what these shots look like later on. Because this camera is wireless, there can be a tendency to try to move too much during a song. I would highly recommend that you get extremely familiar with the songs we're playing that Sunday and find 2 to 3 primary locations for each song and stick to those. Now that we know the purpose of this camera, let's look at some of the ways that this camera can really shine. The dirty shot is used to describe when there's objects or people that are masking the subject of our frame. The mobile camera operators utilize this type of shot to really ground us in the room and make the viewer feel like they're a part of this worship experience. You can see here that the camera operator is finding engagement in the room and using that to sort of make a frame inside of a frame for the people who are leading us in worship. It makes me feel like I'm sort of standing there in the room with everyone else. This is another example of a dirty shot where the camera operator is using the drums to sort of frame the worship leader. This is an awesome way to creatively show the dynamics of a song. Okay, I'll be honest, it's probably not called the power move, but in the film industry, we actually call this the hero shot. When we're at a lower angle and we're shooting up at our subject, we create this really dynamic and exciting look for our camera. And this is what Camera 4 can do really well. We can get these really dynamic looking shots of our worship leaders that can give a ton of energy and emotion in our worship experience. So as you're planning out your shot list, make sure you include the power move. Now, there's a camera technique that I want all of our operators to learn, but especially for cameras 4 and 5, and it's called the float. Now, there's a tendency to want to just keep your camera rock solid and not have any sort of movement or motion, but that's really not doing the energy of this song justice. The fact is that there is motion, there is movement, and we need to match that as camera operators. Now, obviously, we don't want to show anyone the latest version of the Hunger Games, but there's a great compromise you can achieve by floating your camera to match the energy of the song. So take time, watch through some old broadcasts and see how people are doing this well, because even though it's a little bit hard to learn, once you learn it, it unlocks a ton of potential for this camera. Camera 4 is sort of like the utility knife of a broadcast. It has a ton of range and a ton of potential. So if you want to operate one of these cameras, I would highly recommend that you schedule time with me, come in for a midweek rehearsal. I think many times we undervalue the impact of practice. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you're going to be operating one of these cameras, make sure to wear black. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It is an honor to serve alongside you here at Northshore, and I hope you learned something. I know I sure did. Well, see you Sunday.